I don't know if you've read the paper,
What? No,
but
not recent. No.
there's been a crime.
Oh my god, a crime of
The
passion.
newspaper is being arrested.
Wait, what?
The newspaper is being arrested. It's paper perjury.
I can't. Someone's got to tell the Bill guy from Schoolhouse Rock that his
No,
dude. I think they were involved somehow. Like
they probably were.
Dude, someone's got to tell him. Who's gonna do it?
This guy. Please, I just need a little more time.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know who it was. It's just the voice that I could feel.
Yeah, but why did you give him like
I need more
Russian gremlin?
time. I don't know. It was just. Look. I did it. I just lifted my shoulders, put my head down, and I just kind of felt it. That was what I
That's
felt.
fair. That's fair. You know what? That's what you're supposed to do as a voice actor. Just feel it.
That's what
know?
I do for all of my streams. The problem is I will forget what a character sounds like and then just do it again.
Yeah.
And it's not the same voice.
And you know what would help? But like some streamers just choose not to. Just look at like your other VODs for like 2 seconds.
I've done that, and then I sometimes have trouble recreating my own made-up voice. Oh, well, she would sound like she was Fran Fine, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, this is not for debate. Oh, you're terrible. If the chief says it's closed, it's closed.
I know, it's terrible.
But it's been long enough. We need you working elsewhere. Have the finished case report on my desk by the end of the day. Yes, ma'am.
One question, how do you file paperwork?
I don't know how to file paperwork. It's only my second week at this job, and I already feel like I've aged 10 years. Look at so much paperwork pile up so quickly. When I die, I hope I'm reborn into a paperwork-freer life.
Alright, who's gonna tell?
Are you monologuing to yourself again? Miss Earl, I'm ready for the new day. No, that's the spirit. I wanted to tell you Chandra was finally released from the hospital. She's waiting in the interrogation room. As much as I would love to have you do the job you were actually hired for, this is more important. Everyone else is already waiting, so get going. Yes, ma'am.
So this is the continuation of the next case?
Yes. Because remember, if you remember from last case, after we found out the chef was the murderer.
No, the frying pan was a murderer, okay?
Frying pans don't kill people, chefs kill people.
Damn.
Yeah, got him.
Tell that to the politicians.
True. If after that we were like, yeah, it's kind of weird the numbers don't match up. So I think we're gonna be kind of solving that case now, why the numbers don't match up.
Oh,
like
so
their
we're
charity
becoming
money.
Like financial analysts now?
Well, I think it's a crime, so we're investigating.
But I think, isn't that like a different kind of crime and that requires like a different set of skills?
Yeah, but so did murder. We also just jumped on the back end of that case. Our guy was not the main detective in that one. He was the main detective of the break-in, and then he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm already in, so I'm just gonna like help myself for the murder part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, you know. Oh, her. Okay, do you want to do the maid voice?
Sure.
Alright, I forgot. He was, what, Australian? Welcome to our little get-together, Miss Assistant.
He was.
Chandra, this is Justina Smith, my assistant for this investigation.
Oh, nice to meet you, Miss Smith. I can't...
Miss, you already confessed to your involvement in the robbery, so we can skip over that. However, she also claimed that you believed the Eubanks were siphoning off money from the charity fund. Do you have any evidence for this alleged embezzlement?
I do. I keep all of my records in my room, behind the wallpaper.
Unfortunately, we already checked there. All we found was your passport and some unrelated documents.
That's impossible! Someone must have taken it.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the dude confessed to taking it. Like, the guy. Okay. We have reason to believe that Mr. Eubank may have taken something from your room. If you had proof, that's likely what he took. Oh, she was kind of like oh my, this is slanderous. You have no proof of any of these claims. It's clear she never had any evidence of this supposed embezzlement. You should drop this while you're ahead, detective. Why are you her lawyer? You're clearly not helping her.
Yeah, what the heck?
We're perfectly within our bounds to investigate these claims. If you intend to interfere, you can exit the room. You can see yourself walking out. Nothing more to say? Good. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyways, Chandra, we'll need to get your official statement on these matters.
I'll tell you everything I know.
Statement.
I thought she like pulled out something.
That was a gun.
I kept track of the donors to the Claws charity, as well as the accounting. After doing the math, roughly 25,000 alms were missing from the charity money.
I don't know how much an alm is to USD, but it sounds like a lot.
The money was redirected to a shell company called BG Turtles, LLC. Like turtles. Like, not tortoises. Turtles. If we didn't grab the media's attention, it wouldn't have gone completely unnoticed. Oh, it would have gone.
Okay, that's fair. Do you know why the money was missing?
No. But I couldn't find any legitimate reason for the money to have been transferred like that.
I hope you realize, well, in the evidence, all we have here is your testimony. And your testimony doesn't exactly give us much to work off of. Nevertheless, we intend to investigate these claims. You can't be serious. She's already proven herself as unreliable. And you're going to take her word on the matter?
Are you her lawyer?
I'm going to find out the truth behind this, Miss Eubank. Surely you should have no problem with that, considering you're here for no reason. With that, I believe we can conclude this little meeting. Then I'll be leaving. Yes, that's the point of us leaving the meeting. We're all going to head out that door.
Yep.
Chandra, I'm afraid to say that as of now, you're officially terminated from your job. I know you've been through a lot, but we have no other choice. You can collect your things when it's over. Wait. She stormed off in a hurry.
I can't say I expected anything else. Embezzlement or not, I still committed a crime.
It's true, I guess you did, yeah.
I suppose I deserve this.
If that means anything, I promise we'll see this through to the end. We should go, Justina. I hate to just leave, but it's probably best if you be going. Please tell me leaving the interrogation room with a sense of guilt isn't normal. You should only feel guilty if you've done something wrong. We have nothing to be ashamed of. See, we'll look after Chandra for now. We have a case to solve. We barely have anything to go on. How do we even investigate this? Couldn't find anything in the Eubank estate. Means the next place to look would be the orphanage itself. If the orphanage was involved, does that mean it's possible there was no embezzlement?
I'll be back.
Okay. Mr. Eubank could have been holding onto the money for safekeeping. We'll have to keep an open mind. Either way, the orphanage should contain all the answers we need. So, are you ready to go? Yes, sir. Hold on just a minute, you two. Miss Earl, what is it? If you're going into the orphanage, you better take a look at this first. How did you... She knows everything that goes on in this station. What do you have for us? Do you remember that vandalized car report from last month? Of course I remember. It's a face of pure guilt if I've ever seen one. On March 14th, the orphanage director was involved in a crash after the brakes of his car failed. Oh, right, that case. Wasn't Sophie assigned to that? She was. The landlady reported that the brakes in Bill's car were vandalized by an unknown person. However, she never found the culprit. The director ended up asking for the charges be dropped after we failed to turn anything up. Why didn't you help, Detective? She was promoted earlier that month. It was her first big case and I wanted to solve it on her own. Otherwise, she'd just think it was all me. Oh, I see. Poor Sophie. The case might be closed, but it's a good reason to reach out to Bill. I'd suggest you keep the embezzlement to yourself until you can figure out what they know. Detective Swift and I will see what we can dig up on the BG Turtles in the meantime. Shouldn't she be joining us? The car crash was her case. That's why she can't. The case is closed. You're not there to solve it, it's your cover. But still. Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am. So here's the case report, should get you up to speed on things. Where is it? The case report, I don't... Thanks for digging this up for us. All I did was find the files. If anyone asks, you asked me to find it for you. Oh, and Justina, when you solve this case, take it easy on the drinking. I know that you and Sophie get up to after these cases. How did you... Oh, forget it.
That's Sue for ya. Now let's get going.
It's impossible to keep anything a secret around here. Not with her around.
Hello.
Hello. The Klaus Orphanage
Hello.
Park. This looks like a motel.
Yeah. Maybe it's like repurposed.
Ooh, that'd be sick. I thought we were going to the orphanage. Oh, okay, well, yeah, this looks like a motel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It used to be. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's pretty smart. I don't know why more places don't do that. I mean, I guess they probably do. They just probably don't go to motels.
There used to be Bank Investments helped convert this old motel into an orphanage a few years ago. At the time, it was the orphanage's only choice, so they took it.
I feel like it's pretty good.
Huh.
Sure do know a lot about this place. I mean, look. I guess it'd be difficult for security, but, like, the fences, like, are here and everything. Like, it seems pretty good, all things considered. Better than, like, an old church or something, you know?
True.
The director and I go way back. I met him back in high school. But we can talk about that later. Let's head over to his office.
Still thinking about Chandra. Watching her get fired like that, it was rough.
Well, I certainly don't hold much respect for the Eubanks. But you could tell Miss Eubank didn't want to do that.
You were in her shoes. Would you fire her?
No, I wouldn't. I'd give her a second chance. What about you?
I think I'd have to. She broke their trust, just let her not. Can't really recover from that.
Well, all we can really do now is solve the case, to ensure firing wasn't in vain.
Yeah, we'll do it for Chandra.
To be fair, like, didn't she take it because she thought something was up?
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, she also is accusing that lady's husband of, like, embezzlement and fraud. I'd probably be like, my husband did not do that, you fucking bitch. Nuh-uh. I've gotta say, it's a bit of a dreary-looking building. Under my apartment building, it's not much better.
It may not look like much, but to the kids here, it's home. It's an older building, but they keep it in good shape.
I'm surprised it's still here. And it's probably worth a good amount.
Maybe so. I'd rather see it used for something good like an orphanage, rather than some luxury condo.
You got a good point. City's already seen enough gentrification. Some pretty yellow flowers over there. It's nice to see some greenery amongst all it because it's concrete. Let's see. Looks like there's a sign with them. May all who live here grow as strong and beautiful as these poppy flowers.
These flowers were put here by Miss Eubank. Glad to see them still here.
It's like Miss Eubank. That's for sure. You know, we could have parked closer. No, it's pretty empty.
I don't want our children to see a police car pull up and think there was trouble. I always park further away when I visit.
Why would they think that?
If a child runs away, the police are called. When a child needs protection from a bad household, the police are called. Last thing I want these kids worrying about is Bill getting in trouble. Personally, I feel like these things should be left up to social services, not us. Let the specialists handle cases involve children. It's what they're trained for.
Never considered any of that. I was only thinking about walking less. Looks like a garage. I don't think I've ever seen a motel with a garage.
The origin owners of this place used to live here, so that's where they stored their vehicles. Now it's used for maintenance.
Wonder what's inside.
There's not much to see. Maybe we'll swing by there later.
So that guy definitely grew up here, right?
I feel like.
Yeah, because I mean, he seems to know a lot about this place. He said him and the guy go way back. I feel like he definitely grew up here. I'm just saying.
No, he does seem to know a lot.
Oh God. I can't tell if the man was mugged or something happened. Hello, anyone home? Okay, what kind of voice should I give this guy? Ernest, what are you doing here? How's that?
I was gonna say nerdy, but a little bit suave because he's wearing the vest.
He's got a pocket protector in the vest. I think the pocket protector undoes some of the vest.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah,
It's very colorful.
it's true. That's why, you know, I think
Like, he's got confidence,
Ernest.
he's got a little bit of confidence.
Ernest. I can get my Anakin voice. You underestimate my power.
Okay,
Does that work? Does that fit him, do you think?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Ernest, what are you doing here?
Well, good to see you, mate. Let me introduce my assistant. Justina, this is Bill Kloss, director of the Kloss Orphanage. Bill, this is Justina, newest member of the precinct.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations on joining the force. Thanks. Do I seriously look like a police officer? Back on topic, why are you here?
Can't an old friend just say hi?
You never come here just say hi, Ernest. What do you want?
You got me. I'm here about the accident last month. We never did catch the culprit, so I wanted to change that.
Not this again. Look, Ernest, I already told the police to drop it. It's water under the bridge now.
I'm not here as a police officer, but as a friend. Someone almost killed you. I'm not letting them get off scot-free.
Kind of surprised how we can lie about our real reason. Then why wait a month? And he saw right through it.
This isn't really my jurisdiction. I'm not supposed to be investigating this. I guess you could say that I finally entered my loose cannon cop phase.
Loose cannon cop phase?
If I acted too quickly, Chief would throw the book at me. But he's likely forgotten about this case by now.
Fine, whatever, I believe you. I really don't have much to say about the matter, but I'll tell you what I told the last detective. Let me get a mint. Mint break.
Mint.
I have a mint. Look, would you like a mint?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. It's good, 'cause if you said yes, I was just gonna say, I bet you do, motherfucker.
How dare you?
They're old people mints. Did I tell you about those?
No.
Oh yeah, they're like the soft kind that kind of like melt in your mouth. Not like hard mints. But yeah, like very soft.
And this still not.
I feel like. Do you remember you telling me you hate mint, or do you hate gum?
I hate gum.
You hate
I also
gum.
don't like mint.
Why?
Because I don't need an overabundance in it. Like, I genuinely think, like, a little bit of mint is fine. Like, I'm talking about, like, a leaf of mint.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a peppermint.
Well, yeah, but it's like, why make, like, an entire flavor out of it? Like, I don't get it.
Tasty.
It's like if you told me you make an entire, like, flavor off of basil, and it's like, okay, well, it's fine if I have it, like, on top of something, like, as a garnish, right? But why is, like, a garnish now, like, the entire meal, you know?
I mean, I guess so, but like, peppermint's just, it's pretty cool.
I just, I don't know.
Question.
What?
Do you like candy canes?
No.
Why not?
Because they don't taste like anything to me.
That's fair. I actually was just Googling what they are right now, like what taste. I guess peppermint is the most common flavor of candy canes. Kind of thought that, but I was like, they don't taste quite like a peppermint, like mint.
Nah, they taste like, especially if you get them like at like a dollar store or something, which most of mine were from,
Mm-hmm.
like from schools and stuff. Like, yeah, they wouldn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. I just got out of my meeting with the landlady when I head out for the car. Meg was fixing up for me. I didn't see her around, so I figured she was done. I'd barely left the parking lot before the brakes failed, and I crashed. Thankfully, I was driving slowly, so I wasn't hurt badly. Can't say the same for my car, though. I haven't been able to drive it since. Okay. Fair enough. Meg, you mean your Meg was working on it? Yeah, but all those years working with the landlady is paying off. Who's Meg? When Bill set his whole place up, she was one of the first kids here. I never thought I'd see her all grown up. You know, she still doesn't want to go to college. She just wants to work in some mechanic shop. I keep telling her that she's capable of more, but she won't listen. Wow, okay. I keep telling her to say goodbye to her dreams and do what I want her to do, but she won't listen to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Let her live before she becomes old and crusty like us. Speak for yourself, I'm still strong as an ox. You could be too if you ever joined me at the gym. The gym ever gets robbed, I'll be right there. Till then, a detective's job is never done. Right, anyway, always with the excuses, Ernest. Well, since you're here, I suppose you can stay for a while. It's not much, but it is home. I didn't mean... I wanted to ask, why open an orphanage in a motel? So unusual. It is, but it's an important location. It's within walking distance of both Whitehall Academy and the Church of the First Lotus. Providing a good academic and spiritual education took priority over everything else. Whitehall Academy? It's a pretty prestigious school, the best ones in the city. It admits all grades. Plus, it's free for anyone who passes a rigorous entrance exam. Do all the children here go there? Yep, I created this orphanage specifically for the children who could attend Whitehall. Oh, so it's only for smart children. I see.
Oh.
This orphanage is a bit less cool than I thought.
That's...
Okay.
Don't tell me that they're a pipeline to work for the company.
They so are, dude. That's why he wants her to go to college. Like, hey, why don't you go to college, why don't you go to college and get a internship at this place that's paying me money?
My god. Unbelievable.
When I met brilliant children like Megan, I wanted to provide that opportunity for them. Any child with the aptitude could come and stay here. Why is an orphanage just to be close to a school? Can't the kids just live wherever and still go to Whitehall? In theory, yes. In practice, no. Before coming here, some of the kids lived over an hour away, excluding traffic. Time adds up, and most would rather go to a closer school. To them, school is school, each one the same. But it's not. Where you learn impacts your whole life. Bill speaks from experience. He lived outside the city, but still showed up early every day. He was lucky he slept in the school. Unlike you, who practically ran to class right before the bell rang. Every single day. Okay, so that's how he knows. He knows the guy. He grew up with the guy who runs it, okay. I still got perfect attendance. If anyone knows the importance of a short commute, it'd be him. It may seem small, but for these kids, it gives them the time I wish I had. In any case, this was the only place I could get, so I buckled down and got it. I mean, look, having an orphanage is good, right? Always. Having
Yes.
an orphanage that can help the kids that normally wouldn't get the opportunities, that's good. It's just kind of weird to be like, hey, only smart kids can be orphans here.
Yeah, like if you have to pass some like aptitude tests in order to live there, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But if they provide the resources to like actually like get you to that level, then that's different.
Yeah.
But the way they made it sound, it's like no, only people who are like gifted.
Yeah, it's an orphanage for gifted people. Otherwise, go back to your fucking slums.
Literally, Professor X.
True! Literally, Harry Potter, right? That's what... That's,
Only
right?
it's fun. Huh?
Right? Harry Potter, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah! I've never seen the movies.
Oh. It's kind of funny how like Professor X though, like you see in his mind in like the first class or whatever, like he can see everyone who's a mutant, which makes it really sad when you realize that, like, he just selected the ones he wanted.
Yeah, well...
Like, oh, Okay.
They're in close proximity. They're kind of cool. Professor X reading the mind of like a mutant like 2 continents away. Like, oh god, too far.
Yeah.
He reads the mind of like a mutant who's like 2 states away. He's like, ugh, they picked their nose. Not in my, not gonna be in my.
He reads the mind
Cool.
of that mutant and like everyone else around, like talking to them at the moment, and it's like, I heard this guy like picks his nose. Should I really be talking to him?
Professor X reading the mind of another mutant in this day and age. Like, ah, I said skivity. Not in my school.
Not in my school. Get out of here.
It might have seemed crazy at first, but we made it work. The landlady could give you more details. She's in her office today. She's in a meeting right now, but knowing you won't let that stop you. When you want to add them assistant, let me know. Oh god, there's so many things here. Why are you against Meg being a mechanic? Sounds like to me she found her passion in life. She's capable of so much more. Her grades prove it. Yeah, because
Okay,
fuck
but
your
if-
dreams.
No, but if she wants to be a mechanic, then let her.
No, trade school's for suckers. My name is Bill. Trade school's for losers. You have to be a college professor if you want to be cool.
Yeah, but you can learn to be like an engineer, and you can be like a.
Nah,
Okay.
she could attend the best college in the city. But instead, she just wants to work on cars all day. She only found a passion because this chance you gave her. Isn't that a success? You know, my parents were pretty adamant that I go to art school when I graduated. We're both artists, so it made sense to them. They thought I had a lot of potential for it. I didn't want to disappoint them, so I did it. I like art, and I learned a lot. Ultimately, it just wasn't for me. And now, all I have to show for is a degree I'll never use. And my actual job is the furthest thing from art you can get. If you push Meg to go to college for something she doesn't have a drive for, she'll just be wasting her time. Time she'll be spending pursuing her true dream. I suppose you have a point. I'll give it some thought.
No, he won't.
He's. Why'd you ask the police to drop the case? Don't you want us to catch the person who caused it? To tell you the truth, I already know who did it. You do? I thought... Bill Swift says the kid didn't do it. He didn't do it. Hold on, what kid? Just some kid from the area. He went to school with Meg and graduated last year. When rumor went around about the crash, he took credit for the thing. You're only saying this now? I mean, you want him arrested. Detective Swiss already looked into him. He's nothing more than a graffiti artist. If he says he did it, he did it. Nevertheless, a lot of employers turn down people for a criminal record, no matter how small. I don't want to ruin the kid's life. If the kid tried to kill me, I might press charges. But I guess there's really no evidence. Even the detective's like, no, this kid didn't do it. So, if he didn't actually do it, then why'd he take credit for it? How about we find out? Stuff right down where he hangs out. Let's go pay him a visit. We can travel to the alleyway. Ah, yes, safe. I didn't know so many kids are capable of going to such a fancy school. Certainly couldn't. My childhood was also spent struggling for a passing grade. There's a lot of children that, because of their circumstances, can't live up to their true potential. Orphan children in particular are pretty vulnerable to being ignored by the system. People don't think much about education for these kids. They think all they need to do is wait until they are adopted, thinking little about what happens if they aren't. That's why I fight against being a traditional orphanage. I want to break that stereotype. I mean, look, he's got a point. He's got a good point. It just seems a little weird to kind of be like, if you want to be an orphan here, you have to pass this test. Otherwise, back on the streets with you. It's just, you know, they all deserve a bright future. Yeah?
Imagine going to the orphanage and just being like, oh, hey, by the way, like, I want to, like, create my own orphanage and stuff, right? And so you take, like, different areas. And from different houses, and you're like, hi, I would like to adopt. And so they're like, okay. And then you go through the process, and then they're like, oh yeah, just one more thing, just super quick. I need to take an aptitude test.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a little... Like I said, he's got a point. He's got a good point. It's just a little weird.
He's going about it in such an odd way.
Yeah. At that point, why just adopt the damn kids? You're already paying for them. I don't know. I feel bad for the kids who can't make it. Yeah.
You're not alone, but Whitehall thankfully offers tests for all grades all year round. So if they fail once, I can always try again next time. The Claus Orphanage might seem strange, but there are few places with such lofty goals. Hope one day this place becomes a standard, not the exception. I hope so too. No wonder he was upset about the robbery. This place means so much to him. Forgot the church of the First Lotus was near here. My parents often used to take me there when I was younger. Getting the kids to attend is the hardest part. Most of them try to avoid coming if they can. I say let them choose if they want to or not. You're wasting your time if you force them. Are you not religious, sir? Religion and I don't get along. I respect a real faithful. I respect a real faithful, but you won't see me step inside a church willingly. The gods can afford having one less faithful among us. You shouldn't say that. Your next life might be a flower or a bee if you're not careful. Ernest never joined us at the church when we were younger. Even if he starts now, the best he'll get is a fish. I'll take my chances. Promise me that if you see a handsome fish in the next life, you won't eat it. Oh, real? I don't think I've heard of that god. Hold on. Oh, real. God? Hold on. I respect a real faithful. I don't know if that's like a typo or not.
It might just be like their own religion, so that they don't actually like.
It could be. I'm just curious. I don't know. I mean, they could have just made up a religious system. I do like it when games do that, but I'm curious to see if it's like a real thing. Alright. Excuse me! Excuse the mess, I haven't had time to tidy things up. It's like a teenager's bedroom. We can help you clean up. No, I'll get to it later. So, never? No comment! Let's see, it looks like the orphanage's ledger. Expenses for last month's 15,000 alms, and he paid them all on time. I can learn a thing or two about record keeping. Okay, what the fuck is alms? Hold on, let me... Alms. Money? Alms money? How's that? Oh, okay, interesting. The meaning of alms is money or goods given to those as an act of charity.
Ooh, okay.
It's an old English word, it looks like. So it looks like it's not really one, at least from what I'm seeing here, it's not really one currency. It's just like they made their money based on the idea of giving people stuff. I mean, that makes sense. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
I see the vision. So it's 15,000 alms. I think that's going to be important. I'll write this down before I get caught snooping. Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to come up later. Painting looks familiar. It does! There was one like that. Yeah, Chandra had the same painting in her room. Hey Bill, where'd you get this? It was a gift from the Eurobanks. Had some cheesy line attached to it. With hard work and diligence, anyone can soar to great heights. Price was coming from a family born of wealth. It's like someone stuffed with food wondering how anyone could go hungry. As tone deaf as it may seem, it's inspiring for the kids. I, for one, would like to think that we can live in a world where that's true. Guess that explains why it's mass-produced. Maybe Chandra keeps the painting in her room for the same reason? Or it's the same painting.
Ooh.
It's a nice-looking TV. It was part of the motel before we moved in. There's one in, like, every room. Must be tough getting the kids to focus on homework with all those TVs around. That's what I thought, but all that's on them is public access and the news. Turns out the landlady's family never paid for more than the basic cable package. Yeah, ooh, that's a bit rough, man. I feel bad for the kids.
Yeah.
A lot of sticky notes here. They're called sticky notes for a reason. He's been stuck to them for his entire life. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's a small price to pay in order to keep track of everything. We got receipts here from last month. I'm not organized. I don't remember the last time I kept a receipt for something. Whenever Meg and I order anything, I keep the receipts for at least 3 months.
Looks like she's ordered breakfast, or ordered brakes at 1:15 on the day of the accident. Better write that down. Oh, there's a lot of neat stuff here. Trash. Leaving trash on the floor. Even my teenage room's cleaner than this. Wait, what's that? Red line insurance, you say? Just throw that in the trash can, it's worthless. Isn't insurance important? It's who I get my car insurance from. They refused my claim for repairs after the crash. Why? It's not your fault. Try telling them that. They used every trick in the book to make it seem like I was irresponsible. So I gave up. I have kids to take care of their life obligations. I don't have time to fight a claim like this. You shouldn't give up. It's your car. Unfortunately, that's how they get you. Wear you down until it's too much of a hassle to keep going. People at Redline might as well be running an organized crime ring. Doesn't matter anyways. I was able to get that money together to repair the car myself. I feel bad for Bill. Hope we can sell this soon. Should keep note of this letter.
I'm gonna head out for a bit.
Okay.
I gotta go do some stuff that I forgot.
Okay. Have fun, stuff.
I'll be back. Bye-bye.
Bye. Chair. It's a spinny chair. We have some in the office. This one looks way more cozy. You have to sit on a chair all day. You need something good to support your back. This was the best investment in my life. Hey, detective, you think Sue could get us these chairs? I think that would require you to stay at your desk for more than an hour. Well, it's worth a shot. Alright, here we go. This is quite the office. Oh, it's you two again. Oh, never mind, it's her. Ferris? What are you doing here? My husband and I want to make sure our relationship with the Klaus orphanage remains intact. We're not going to stand around while you drag our company's name through the mud. Yeah, you can even... What the hell? You said they wanted to make your company disappear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wondrous office of the world's greatest illusionist, Maggie Shawn. Hang on, your office? You're the landlady? She's not at all what I expected. Sure am. Now, pick a card. I hate to ruin the magic, but her real name is Annie Annie Card. Her parents owned this motel before the orphanage was set up. Ferris, I told you not to call him. I told you to call him by his stage name. I spent a whole night coming up with it. It's nice to meet you, Maggie Shawn, world's greatest illusionist. I'm Justina Smith, world's greatest police clerk. Aha! I knew you were a cop. My magical intuition told me so. A police clerk isn't. My magical intuition also says you're here to talk about some kind of embezzlement claim. Impressive, your magical intuition is right yet again. I told Aunt Maggie. You know, this office is quite cluttered. Perhaps we could... Oh, on second thought, Annie is fine for now. Right, as I was saying, I told Annie about it. If there are any bad apples here, she would know. In any case, what can you tell us about the charity? Well, I can give you the basic rundown. Your bank investments raise money for the orphanage each year in accordance with the national charity standards. Any money raised by the class charity can only be used directly for the orphanage. Each year an audit takes place to ensure money is properly handled. Over the past 5 years, we've raised money, we haven't failed a single audit. Interesting. Your lawyers should know how to say very little with a lot of words. Are you lawyers? Anything more would be against the interest of your bank investments. Say, Annie, ever heard of BG Turtles? If you pick a card, I'll tell you. We know nothing about that, I assure you. Stop ruining my tricks! Oh, well, it's worth asking. Since we're here, do you mind if we ask you about the car crash last month? Oh, that? I thought Bill decided to drop it. We're here to investigate that matter as well. It seems like a waste of time, but whatever. What do you want to know? Okay, I can't decide a voice with this magician. Pick a card, any card. Maybe something like this, eh? Yeah, see? Can you tell us about where you were before the crash? Sure thing. Pick a card, any card. I had a meeting with Bill around 1:30, see? That day. We took a break about 10 minutes later. I showed off one of my tricks.
We finished up around 150, and that's when Bill headed out. I saw someone run away from the building around then, but I couldn't make out who it was. Then moments later, like magic, boom! Bill crashed his car.
Interesting. Magic trick for Bill at 145. However, if I remember correctly... Yes, purchased at 115 on the day of the crash. Interesting, Meg.
Thank you, Annie.
You mind if we look around for a bit? Excuse you, we're in the meeting right now.
Perfect, you can keep talking while we look around. I don't mind. Got nothing to hide. Just don't go around trying to figure out my magic secrets. You should never reveal those.
Looks like a box of videotapes?
That's where I stole the recordings of different magic tricks. It's like I like to watch famous magicians perform tricks so I can study how they do it. It's like playing detective, watching the video over and over until I figure it out.
Watching a video over and over again sounds like the worst way of detective work.
Magic is all about misdirection.
She's getting Scottish. Fuck, I'm just gonna give Annie like a... It's really easy to make people focus on one hand while you do something else with another. Once you spot the sleight of hand, you feel like a genius. Detective Hunter makes me do this. I'm going back to management. What's all these boxes? Oh, those? Those are just some car parts I'm saving for Meg. Her birthday is coming up, so I got her some parts to upgrade her ride. And car parts a bit of a strange gift. Not to Meg, her car means everything to her. She got a rust bucket of a car for free, and she's turned it into her biggest project yet. Over the years, she's managed to completely rebuild it. Went from not running at all to running better than her own car, my own car. She was finally able to drive for the first time about 2 weeks ago. There's nothing I could get her that she'd like more. Speaking of Meg, is she here today? Yeah, she's still working on Bill's car. What do you mean? She's been fixing up in her free time since the accident. She's still missing some parts that Bill has to order. But she's been working on everything else in the meantime. If you want to see... Oh. If you want to see her, she's in the garage. Sure, I would love to meet her. Better write down what she said. Interesting. Very interesting. Remember these magic tricks? I saw them all the time as a kid. They're pretty simple, but the kids still love them. Never hurts to practice the basics. Want to see one? Maybe after we finish this case. A quaint little window. Whose car is that? Well, that would be mine. That's yours? But it's so modest. I think you drive around some kind of expensive sports car, a 5-mile-long limo. Do you also think I swim in a pool of gold in my free time? Well, I mean, never mind. Or whatever. We're at that done anyways. Interesting. I think you're into my magic box. It's part of a grand trick I'm unveiling at my next show. What kind of trick? If you take a card, I might say. The artist starts off with his hands free, but suddenly they're tied up. Then she then steps inside while tied up in rope and walks out completely free. What? I want to see. Stop spoiling my fun! It's the last time I show you a trick ahead of time. Don't blame me, blame yourself. I want to see the trick. Still, you must be pretty excited about that show. I am. It's always been my dream to go on tour with my magic. Oh, but it's just a local show. With all my responsibilities here at the orphanage, I can't really up and leave when I want to. So I could say there should be like a practice run. See, you wouldn't know by looking at it. Seems to be some wheels hidden underneath it. Move around pretty easy like this. Looks like the back of the cabinet is loose. I think she can get through, eh? What are you doing? You're ruining the magic. Detective can't leave any stones untorn, Miss Assistant. Oh well, it's too late now. Might as well add to the evidence. Interesting. Cards. So, what sort of tricks do you do these to use these cards for. There's a special one I like to play with the kids. We play poker, and I make their lunch money disappear. You gamble with kids? Only kidding. We just play every Friday for fun. No money involved. It's the only day of the week I get to learn some. They get to learn some real life skills. After all, if you know how to read a face, you can take on the world. That's a unique life skill. I could see it. Oh God. Oh God. There's so much to talk to these people about. So many voices I have to do. Oh Jesus.